Okay, the last subtopic, which is on thermodynamics work. So in this subtopic, you should be able to discuss work done in isothermal, isobaric, and isobaric processes and solve problems related to the work done. Okay, so work done in the thermodynamic system can be determined by calculating the area under the graph. So this is the area under the graph lah. This one semua ni. This one work equal to 0 sebab there is no area under the graph. Work is basically equal to 0 je lah. Okay, so how do you calculate the area under graph is by integrating the area under this line lah. Okay, so for example, let's look at the work done in isothermal process. So this is basically just the derivation. You don't really have to know how to derive it, but it's better for you to understand how the equation is obtained lah. Okay, so if we integrate the work, if we integrate the pressure in terms of volume, so the what do we call this? The variable is V2 and V1 lah, which is the change in volume here. Okay, so if we integrate that in terms of V and V, and then P here is equal to nRT over V, which is the ideal gas punya equation. This one is going to be a constant, and then 1 over V, integrating 1 over sorry, 1 over V we will get ln V, and then V2 V1 just substitute into this lah, so dapat V2 minus V1 here, and then remember ln V2 minus V1 can also be written as ln V2 over V1. Okay, so this is just maths, and then since the temperature is unchanged, we will then get this formula here, nRT mana satu? Oh, this one, ln P1 over P2, and then we can apply the first law of thermodynamics, so we can also calculate the heat using this equation. Okay, so basically the work done untuk isothermal process is this one lah, can be calculated using this formula. Okay, alright, and then work done in isobaric process, also the same thing. We will be integrating this, and then in this case, since the pressure is constant, we can just let P out of the equation, and then integrate here, we'll get V, so just substitute lah V2 minus V1, dapatlah the equation untuk work done for an isobaric process. Okay, alright, and then work done in isovolumetric process, since the volume of the system remains unchanged, dV is equal to 0 lah, so the work done will be equal to 0. Okay, so work done for an isobaric process is equal to 0 lah. Ingat je yang itu. Kejap pa. Isobaric. Oh sorry, isovolumetric ba yang ini? Bingung pula. So work done for an isovolumetric process is equal to 0 lah. Okay, sebab there is no change in volume. Untuk adiabatic process pula, work done is equal to the change in internal energy lah. Sorry, you don't actually have to know untuk adiabatic pula. Never mind, I'll remove this in your notes. Okay, so basically that is the theory part for subtopic 14.3.